Good evening, everyone. My name is Colin Lewandowski, and welcome to tonight's talk show featuring the Digby Company Board of Directors. We are going to discuss several features of the company tonight, including experiences, successes, challenges, performance, and competitors. First, let's start by welcoming Digby CEO, Ms. Hunter Goose.
Thanks for having me, Colin.
Thanks for coming in. So can you start out by telling me a little bit about the results from your company's production thus far?
Yes, our return on assets is 13.4%, which has increased since the first years because we have invested in automation and reduced labor and material costs. Our contribution margin is currently at 44.8%, the third highest when compared to our competitors. We've achieved this by reducing the cost it takes to produce our products. We ended this year with 4 products, 2 in each market. Using a broad differentiator strategy, we aim to compete based on our product performance and not price. Although we struggled with sales forecasting in the beginning, Digby Company is on track to start turning a larger profit. After 7 years, we have earned a cumulative profit of just over $25 million.
It sounds like Digby has had a busy few years. It can't be easy trying to compete in 2 different markets without focusing on price, though. What challenges and successes have you experienced?
The biggest recurring challenge that Digby companies face has to do with forecasting. In our first year, we underestimated how much inventory we would sell, while in the second year, we overestimated and ended up having to take out an emergency loan. Over the years, we've resolved this challenge by being conservative in our forecasts, but gracious in production. By doing this, our projected finances were based off our smaller forecasted numbers, but we also had a little bit of extra inventory in case we sold more than expected. Another challenge we had was with our stock price. After issuing stock in the beginning of Digby's existence, we have struggled trying to raise our price. We've had great successes in both HR and 2QM based on the investment that we did early on in maintaining that investment. This has reduced employee turnover while increasing productivity and reducing labor and material costs.
Well, it sounds like the management team has learned a lot. We are now joined by Alex Kuchta, who analyzes Digby's finances each year. Alex, what do you think the group learning experience has been over the past 7 years?
Overall, our management team has learned a lot. The challenges we faced that Hunter discussed forced us to do more research and calculate our forecasts more carefully. Our successes, like with HR and TQM, gave us boosted confidence to keep trying to improve our company year after year. The biggest thing we learned was that you can never do enough research before making a decision.
Those definitely sound like lessons that can be applied into the coming years. Hopefully you continue to learn lessons like that and grow the company. I would like to introduce Grant Unverfirth and Allison Stevenek, who respectively oversee production and research and development.
It's nice to meet you, Colin.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Of course. Now I understand that all companies are measured using performance metrics. Could you walk us through a handful of the performance metrics you regularly use?
You're right, we do use a lot of different metrics when making decisions. These come from a few different reports, such as our balance scorecard. 2 of the metrics we use from that report are customer awareness and TQM demand increase. In customer awareness, we received a 5 out of 5. We achieved this by spending $3 million the first year and released a product, and then maintaining a $1.4 million promotion budget in the following years. As a result, our customer awareness was about 90%. In TQM demand increase, we received a 3 out of 3 because once the TQM module was opened, we invested about $700,000 in the channel support systems initiative, and then maintained an investment in the initiative of at least $250,000 the following years.
And the report we use is what we call our analyst report. The metrics from there that we look at are productivity and margins. We use a productivity metric to ensure our workforce is being efficient. Also, we use margins to earn a profit by keeping costs low. Our contribution margin at the end of round 7 was 36.7%. We also use success measures to make decisions. One of the metrics we look at is average return on sales, which is 3.7%. Our average return on sales is a little lower than most companies because we had a negative profits for the first 2 rounds. After the first 2 rounds, though, begin to improve.
Along with the average return on sales, we look at the success measure, cumulative profit. Our cumulative profit was just above $25 million. At the beginning, we weren't seeing the profits we would like to see. In the first 2 rounds, we did not have any profits at all. But after that, our profits really started to pick up. Ever since the first 2 rounds, our profits are right up there with the top companies.
I'm sure there are plenty more metrics and reports that you use, but I think that gives us a good look into what the background research is you go through before making a decision. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, Alex, I just have one last question if you don't mind. Competition is a big part of the business world today. Tell our viewers, what did Digby do that you don't think other firms did?
Well, Colin, I think every firm has their advantages and a lot are rather similar. However, unlike other firms, we discussed strategies and tips with students who had taken the class previously. We bounced ideas off of these students because their availability worked better for us than the teacher and the TA schedules. We also did quite a bit of research outside of the Capsim book to establish a better foundation on what the different terms meant and how real companies approached improving those numbers, such as our return on sales and other ratios. We tried to apply real-world concepts to decisions we made to improve Digby's value.
I think that's a great idea. What better way to influence the future than to learn from the past? It seems to have paid off, as Digby is increasing profits and investments. Through the challenges of forecasting and stock prices to the successes of HR and TQM investment, Digby has proved to be determined to increase profits through having a well-developed products and never give up attitude. I, for one, can't wait to see what's in store for the coming years.